You are listening to the Horse Radio Network, part of the Equine Network family.
Hey, you're listening to Adulting with Horses, the best place to be if you can't be at the barn. We are your co-hosts and equine authors, Heather Wallace and Natalie Keller-Reinert. As crazy horse girls, we don't take ourselves too seriously in the saddle or out. We celebrate the things that make us different. Join us as we talk about horses and pop culture and get a little weird in a fun way. Thank you for being a little weird with us.
Heather, you look so pretty today.
Not that I didn't feed you that tidbit there. It's because I showered. So,
I hear good things about that. I'm a night showerer.
You know, I got into bed last night after like a full day of work. Like I had 11 horses. And, you know, I'm dressed for the cold. So I'm in fleece lined everything, wool lined everything. And I was just too tired. Like I ate dinner and then I'm going straight to bed. Like I'll shower in the morning. And then you get in bed and you're like, oh no, I feel really not. Like I'm not going to sleep if I don't shower. So I went and I did a body shower. And then I woke up this morning and I was like, the hair needs did. Okay. So the curls not be curling.
Yeah.
So
they're curling themselves. That's how I feel at Expos. Like when we do Equine Affair or something. Like I get back to the room and I just want to eat, and it's always 8:30 or 9.
Yeah.
Like, why is it so late? And I just want to order food, and I'm like, I have to shower right now or I'm gonna die. Just like floor muck, you know, it's just a muggy, dusty.
Yeah.
We love Equine Expos. I know I'm not selling them very well, but when you're in them for 14 hours,
well, and you know, you're under these fluorescent lights. And there's a lot of people and a lot of drunk people too sometimes. And then people are coughing or touching things. And I'm not a germaphobe, okay? Like I have children and animals. But you do
feel reach a point.
Gritty. Yeah. You know. And I don't know about you.
Day, essentially.
People don't believe I'm an introvert. But sometimes I like get nervous talking to so many people. And like, you know, your palms sweat. Like you get sweaty. So
yes.
Yeah. So anyway, my curls are, you can't really see them now. They're still casted, but they're drying.
Mine's too long to curl right now, but I'm getting a cut tomorrow. So
ooh, me too.
Oh my God.
Twin.
We're like on a wavelength.
Look at us. We're
so many people just clicked off this podcast right now. Like they need to stop.
Yeah.
I can't help it since we moved to morning recording and I figured out how to make cold brew at home at last. Not like thin, wow, this tastes a bit like an ashtray, but it's caffeinated cold brew, but like real rich, full-bodied cold brew. I am a happy baby.
Yeah, you've joined the chat.
Yeah, things are changing for me, all right? I have been awake for an hour, and I feel stupendous.
I get you while you're good. Honestly,
and my horse is right out there. Hi, horse.
If anybody was going to ask me, I am not a night person. Like, I am a morning person. I am like I don't want to get up at 5 a.m., but I'm best like an hour after I get up. Like, I just, that's my best. And then at 2 o'clock, I start to hit that slide downhill and I get tired. And then by 8 p.m., nobody talk to me. Like I just want to watch the traders. I want to watch something that like is super fun with my kids and I want to go to bed. Period.
I shut down. I kind of work-wise, I shut down when the sun goes down, which is why I get nothing done in the winter. It's a nightmare. And in the summer, I work 14 hours a day and I'm thrilled. And I get so much. People are like, what do you do in summer? I'm like, I write books and I ride my horse and I garden and it's insane. But in the winter, I get nothing
women
done.
are cyclical like that, right? Like we are seasonal. We're cyclical. And it's funny. I was, I did something petty the other day because, you know, I'm in my villain era. So like, I had a prospective client. They texted me at like 8 o'clock on a Friday night. And there's this like big long text. And obviously my phone is on Do Not Disturb at that point because I'm with my family. Okay. Yeah. I'm not responding to business messages. So at 6:30 on Saturday morning, when the dogs wake me up, guess what I read? Your text message. Guess who's responding now?
Oh my God.
Yeah. I was like, sorry for the early text.
I am going to. So first of all, you would no text can wake me. That's not how my phone is set up. But I think of things late on Friday night where I'm like,
Yes.
oh, I should have. So I will say that.
Yes.
Somewhat.
And that's what he did too.
Yeah. I think of things and I would never, and I usually preface something with, please don't reply to this until Monday. You know, I do that in emails too. I'm like, you are absolutely not supposed to read this right now. I just need to get it out of my inbox and I don't trust the scheduler. This made me think of something. And I know I want to talk to you about so much stuff today, but
Ooh, look at her go, guys.
I saw something on TikTok this morning that was like making my brain rattle around a little bit. And it was somebody saying your sleep schedule's messed up, so you're riding your horse at 1 a.m. And so she's riding her horse around in the indoor at 1 o'clock in the morning. So she says, good for her. But some people in the comments were in an uproar about riding your horse in the middle of the night. Is that good for your horse and their circadian rhythm? And some people were saying horses don't have circadian rhythm. And I was like, what does my horse do at night? My horse sleeps a lot at night. But stabled horses, you see them up all night, right? I just know Ben's up a lot at night because I like to go out and wander around when it's a nice night. And he's like, hey, what are you doing? I was sleeping. And so I thought, Heather would know something about horses. Circadian rhythm, yay or nay?
So yeah, horses in the wild are kind of diurnal and nocturnal. So they rest more during the day and they're more active at night and at dusk and dawn. So in general. So what happens to our horses though is they love routine and so they get on our schedules.
Oh, okay.
And that's what happens. So yeah, ride your horse at 1 a.m. if your facility allows it. Like I don't think mine would be open. I think they would call the cops. The owners of the property absolutely would be like, who is this bitch? But
yeah, maybe that bitch owns that big indoor arena. Good for her.
And if you live on the property and you're having insomnia at 1 a.m. and your horse is awake, what I don't love is if my horse is sleeping laying down and they're really comfortable, I'm not going to go interrupt them.
Yep.
That's
why I don't ride. I always feel like 11 would be the perfect time for me to ride because then I would ride for half an hour and then I could go to the gym and it would be great. But Ben sleeps at 11. Like he lies down, conks out for 20 minutes. And I personally do not feel I have the right to disturb that. That just seems wrong.
I agree with you.
Thank you.
Well, I have a regular client. I've had him for, I guess, 5 years now. I've seen him every month for 5 years. And for the first time, I came yesterday. It was a different time than usual. So I will say it was my fault. He was sleeping in his stall.
Poor baby.
And I felt so bad. I overscheduled myself yesterday, okay? Because I had like a regular schedule of 4-week clients. And then I had a couple of 8-week clients that I was trying to all fit in the same day because I was in the area. And it was very much a mistake. Like, very much a mistake. So I couldn't give him that couple minutes to cuddle and to be sweet. And I was like, I'm so sorry, baby. You got to get up. And I felt
there, like clapping your hands, like, let's relax. Come on. We're going to work that tension out of your body.
I'm more gentle than that when I'm working. Okay. I don't let this spice fool you. I am very empathetic. I was like, okay, baby, you got to get up. It's time for your massage. Like he was a child that I didn't want to startle. Yeah. And then he just looked at me. I took a picture. It was really cute. I sent it to the owner. I said, baby's taking a nap. And I put his halter on and I didn't pull. I just put it on him. And then I let him just make the decision to get up. Because I would have worked on him on the ground. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, he was precious.
Oh,
so cute. But yeah, I overdid it. I actually showed up to a client. And the horse was out, and I usually work on this horse out. But then I look at my clock, and I said, I'd have to leave right now just to make it to my next one in time. I really scheduled that badly. Because I was fitting someone in to be kind. And I was like, nope, wrong move. And so I texted the owner, and I was like, I'm swinging back. Like, I will be back later tonight. So I missed a board meeting because I ended up having to go swing back around and do this horse at 6:30 at night.
It's that kind of, there's something going on this week because I had so much scheduled this week that I took writing out of the picture.
Yeah.
I was like, first of all, if I have an appointment on my calendar every day, that's too many appointments.
Yes.
Because I get distracted so easily. And I feel like if something is looming 4 hours from now, then I'm like, what do I do with that 4 hours? That's not enough time to write. I'm insane.
No, that's functional freeze. That's ADHD right there, period.
Yeah. So yes, I'm taking that off the table, and I'm just gonna like pick at tasks that my agent has given me for my book launch, and I'm just not even gonna worry about it. It's not on the table until next week, and next week I'm trying to keep stuff off my calendar so I can just write for a while because, yeah, it's just this is an overscheduled week. I have to go on what was it, on Saturday or something. We went to get the mail, and it said, "Whoops, hang on, okay." I can hear. It said, oh, you have to go in person to get your driver's license renewed.
Ew.
I was like, right now? Right now? Because my passport also needs renewed this year. So I was like, oh, if one expires, then I won't be able to do anything at all.
Right.
So I had to wedge in a DMV appointment this week, too. It was just like, I'm going to do it this week because this is hell week. And I'm committing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You just got to, well, I'm working on my mortgage materials.
Oh my God.
And, you know, like they'll submit the information and you have like 48 hours to complete it or your mortgage is going to be delayed.
Soul killing.
I don't work in the house. I don't work in an office generally where I have access to my computer. So every night I'm like calling the home insurance people while driving to a barn. And, you know, it's just a little bit insane. But I did lock in that new dropped rate. I got a 3-year low of 5.99%.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. So shout out to my mortgage broker because he was on that. Yeah, he was like, sign this now. I'm like, okay.
I think the most grown-up thing we ever did was like realize that mortgage rates were going to go up dramatically and rush to buy this place.
Yeah, because you got it during that big dip, right?
Yeah, we did, 3%. And we weren't going to buy till the following year. And I heard something, and then my mom said something. And I was like, oh my God, we have to buy something right now. Now.
Yeah.
Because it affects our life for the, next decades. So we hustled and did it. And thank God we did because it took 6 months to make it livable.
I remember that.
Oh God, it's so bad.
The mold.
The mold.
It is Florida. So.
It is.
Before we get going on our topic, real quick, guess who's coming to Florida in April?
Oh my God, who?
Me and my kids.
What?
Yeah, we're going to be in Orlando for one night before going to Port Canaveral and going on a cruise for spring break. Girls cruise.
Oh my God. Fun fact, I used to live at the last exit on Mare Island before the port.
Yeah.
So I could hear the ships like from my house, which was really fun. I loved that house. It was so cute. And you could whenever I drive over there, I'm like, there's my old house. I'm so excited for you. Cruising is so good for kids.
Well, I was trying to think of like what I could do because divorce, it kind of sets you back a little bit financially. And I was like, I like the idea of all inclusive. I like the idea of knowing what the price is. The kids are contained, so like traveling. I mean, they're teenagers, so it's better. But
it's great for teenagers because they can just run loose.
Well, exactly. And so my daughter was like, I would like to go on a boat again. I'm like, done. Let me go see what deals I can get. And I got an amazing deal. So anyway, I know I'm talking adulting wins early, but like that slaps. I'm so excited. So
that is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yay!
So I will be going to Florida for one day.
I see how you are. I was like mentally planning. We're trying to put together a book launch party for The Jump. And the party would be like March 23rd, the day before it comes out officially. And I was like, okay, so who do I think would come? And I'm going through friends that I think would come. And I'm like, Heather? No, Heather's not coming.
Well, let me check my calendar. let me check what's on the calendar.
I'll set up a laptop on the bar.
It's a Monday.
It's a Monday. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've got a dog show the weekend before, so I can't do it. I would though. I would come down.
You know what? I appreciate that. That's amazing.
What time is it? Maybe I can come down for the day.
Oh, no. It's going to be in the evening.
Oh.
But, it's right when Hits ends.
Yeah.
Like that week. And so people are going to start going back north, but it's also a Monday, so there's no showing that day at all. And I was talking to some folks that will be engaging with me in this event. Pretty cool people. And, they're like, oh, Monday is a much easier day of the week. I was like, yes, Monday's a dark day. Please come out to my party. So we're working on that.
Maybe, I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility that I fly in Monday morning and fly back home Tuesday because Jay's got the kids. So you let me know.
Shoot, it's not out of the realm.
That's how much I love you. I would be willing to.
I think it'll be worthwhile. If it goes off, I think it'll be worthwhile. And then I have to go straight to Jacksonville the next day for a book event. So.
All right, well, you send me the details and I'll let you know if I can swing it. But, I'm in my my airline points era. So.
Nice. I am too. Listen, guys, and goes for any listeners in the Ocala area. Just kind of keep Monday the 23rd, like that evening, open because I'm working on some stuff that could be really cool. So, yeah. And I don't throw parties.
No, she doesn't. This is why I actually feel like I have to go. I'm like, this may never happen again in the whole wide world that we've ever known each other.
It might not, or it might. I don't know.
We'll see how it goes.
Depends on how the response to this one is, I guess.
That's fair.
You knock me down, I will not get up again.
That's true. You take everything very personally. Well, so
I've literally never had a party of any kind.
Like never? Like you've never hosted ever anything?
Like a kids party. But not a real party, no.
Oh. Yeah. Well, and it's hard now because everyone says they're going to come and then they just no-show you.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
This would be ticketed. Your ass better show up. You paid.
Well, even if they don't pay, at least you get the cash money.
Yeah. It's like when you get a bad review and you're like, well, I do have your $5. So
you did buy the book. So thanks. I'm terrible. I'm going to keep you off topic forever. So we were talking about what you wanted to talk about today because you had a plan. And I
had a plan.
You did, and I've derailed you this whole time. So
no, I think a good 15 minutes to get warmed up is awesome.
I do, yeah. We have to catch up because we don't really talk in between. We text, but we don't really talk in between.
No, so a couple months ago, I bought a Bitless bridle thinking, oh, let's see what Ben thinks about this. This will be exciting and fun. And I bought like a book about it and stuff like that. And I worked on a couple different skills like lunging and things like that, which Ben used to be like a literal terror to lunge. Like people would come out and say, can you not lunge that horse? And now he's so dead. It's hilarious. I know I can't get him to canter unless he's literally been on the lunge line for like 10 minutes and he's just starting to feel kind of bored. Like he won't move. It's very funny. But so I was riding bridles. I bought the wrong kind, number one. I knew he wasn't going to like the like head squeezy type.
Okay.
But that's what came. Yeah. And I was like, ah, shit. I ordered the wrong thing. I couldn't tell in the thing. I wanted to order from this one company, but they were in Europe and I didn't know if there were going to be tariffs attached when it got here. And I messaged them several times and they never replied. So I ordered from this other company and I don't know. I was like, does your country have tariffs on leatherwork? Because I can't even tell what's going on. I figured they would know. They advertise. Anyway, that's a whole other story. So I got in the head squeezy one by accident. Like, okay, well, we're mostly going to walk. We're going to figure this out at the walk. And what I found it did was in my, because it doesn't release, like you pull back and it tightens and it doesn't release right away. So it's a very bad design for anyone, I think. And
especially people who are very handsy when they ride.
Yes. And my whole goal was, let's get a really independent hand, like a crazy independent hand, right? Like, let's see what we can do. Because when I take a lesson, I hear a lot of like, put your hand forward and shorten your rein. And I just know my hands aren't in the right place. Hang on. I need to drink some coffee. I never talked this much at once.
I know. I'm like, guys, if you knew.
If you knew. So as we're walking, I'm figuring out how to turn this horse and all of a sudden I've like, oh, my outside leg goes here. My inside leg goes here. Oh, wait. Now I really have to turn my shoulders the way my trainer tells me to turn so that I'm not using the bridle at all. I'm just using the reins and my body and my seat. And all of a sudden I'm getting really good at this turning shit, right? Stuff I probably should have learned when I was 10, but whatever. I didn't have a very long leg when I was 10.
Yeah, but it finally clicked.
It's clicking. It's clicking. So I'm enjoying myself. Now, when we trot, that's a whole other disaster. Like, trotting is not good. So I said, okay, let's not do that. So I go to dinner with this trainer, like my trainer and her trainer. So it's like a Grand Prix trainer. And I said, oh, I'm riding bridleless right now. And he's like, why?
You mean bitless or with
bitless?
Are you
yeah?
Okay,
bitless, not bridleless.
I was like, wow, you're really brave. That Ben is.
I'm not.
Spooky.
If I had a round pen, I would do a lot of things that I don't do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But because I always have the potential for, let's run away from the deer.
Always. That's why I was like, wow, you've come far.
Not really, especially considering, I fell really hard last year and I still think about it. So the trainer's like, well, why are you doing that? And I said, well, because I rely too much on my inside rein. And he said, everybody relies too much on their inside rein. And I was like, well, are you telling me that I can't improve that? Like, it really felt like he was saying, like, you should just live with the fact that you rely too much on your inside rein. I was like, I'm gonna not do that as badly. I have goals to be a better rider. It was really funny. He was like really disapproving. Not really of riding bitless, but of my motivation. I think he just thought it was really silly.
Well, I mean, you're in different places in your lives, right? This guy's a Grand Prix trainer. And, it's so funny. I think as amateurs, we get a bad rap sometimes, right? Because we're not professional or we don't have these like high, lofty goals. But then, and I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass because, I don't do that. I think your goal is absolutely wonderful because so many people, myself included, have always been too handsy or been reliant on the reins. And I see this with my daughter. Yeah. And she's got a very forward horse. And I keep telling her, forget about the rein. He's a body ride. Like most horses are ridden through your body, not your hands. The hand is the last step. Mm-hmm. Right? That's like the add in the emergency brake, in my opinion.
But it's the easiest.
Well, it's the easiest, right? Because you grab hold of their head. But that's not where their power is coming from.
Right.
And so I've been trying to explain to her. So what I did was the same thing you did. I bought Ferris a bitless bridle. I did the no release. I hated it. I ended up getting him an orbitless bridle.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah, so I could adjust like the tension and where I wanted it, like where it was placed on him. And I ride him in that when I'm doing like work on myself and bending and softening and straightening. And I do a lot of that slow work, foundational work, like in the summer, because I get nervous at the canter, right? Like I'm good at the trot, but at the canter, I do have a tendency to like hold him a little bit. And I find that if I try to do that, like I'm more handsy. I'm working my way up to that, but I have found like suddenly I have leg. We can go into a frame at the walk and the trot with my body. I'm not using my hand to tell him to go, and because he's not going to hold it if you use your hands.
It's unbelievable the difference it makes.
Isn't it amazing?
Just a few rides.
Yes.
Just because it's almost, especially with the bridle that I bought, because suddenly there was a consequence. There was like, if I just go, let me pull back. Or, let me just close my hand. When there wasn't really a need to do it, then he was getting mixed signals from me and he was going to get pissed.
Yeah,
and I didn't know. I really didn't know what he was going to do. I really thought I might get like a serious reaction,
right?
If he got tired of the way those straps were tightening, because I knew that was not his preference ever.
Oh, Who wants
he doesn't
that?
Like to have
it's
his
like wearing
head
a choker necklace and it getting tighter and tighter, right? Like no one wants that.
Yeah,
I find that what I've done over the years, and this has been a big testament to me as like a timid rider, is I had a couple of lessons where my trainer, this sounds really evil, but it's not. She did this really good early on. We had a Kentucky style indoor, so the track was around the stalls and there was nowhere for the horses to go. It was just a circle. So she would tie the reins and I'd have to ride with like Superman style, right? Or my hand, one hand behind my back, one hand on the mane. And I would, that was a little extreme, but the bitless option was great because what it did was it taught me to have contact without fiddling and pulling. Yes. And both my horses, Delight included, because he was the same way. He was so long that he took up the whole rein. Like we had to buy extra long reins. Mm-hmm. I had to have my hands down on his wither and just let him kind of go because he was a racehorse, right? You pull on them, they go. Ferris will absolutely eject you if you pull his mouth. That is his button. If he's an angel, saint on earth, this is the best pony in the world. But if you pull his mouth, he's going to get you off. It is not a matter of if, it's when. And I tell everybody who rides him in IEA, I know you think you got to choke up. Give him his head. Like, just do it.
That's hard.
It is so hard.
So yesterday I was riding with the bit, and I've been riding a couple days a week with the bit because I think the bridleless, I think the brow band that came with it is too snug, and I don't have another one. So I just was like, all right, I'll put the bit back in, and I really liked the way he was going in the bit, so I started trotting again, started doing a little canter work again. But yesterday it really hit me that I'm using my body more. My hand is more forward than it was. And when I circle to the left, he has a tendency to stick his nose in and grind his teeth, even when there's no contact. And he stopped doing that. And I was like, oh my God, I did a thing. So I keep losing. I keep losing my AirPod. I'm using different ones than I usually use. But it's just been a really cool exercise. And I think I'm going to get some snap-on reins and just use those with a halter. Just side pull it a little bit. So that I'm not doing so I'm not using the squeezy guy with the tight brow band. And just sort of alternate, just go back and forth depending on what I'm doing that day. Like you were saying, really working on myself, the walking, the bending, the serpentines, to do that bitless. And then days where we're going to do 3 gaits and we're going to, be working on him a lot to use a bit because he likes the bit. I could really feel like he accepts the bit very nicely.
Yeah. Well, they use it for balance, I think, a lot.
He does use it for balance.
Yeah.
And that's one reason why we use a D-ring is it steadies him. I rode him in, and the Myler mouth. And I used to ride him in a 3-piece. And I remember once riding him in a 2-piece, like kids were riding him in lessons and just a 2-piece full cheek. And he was like uncontrollable. Like he just went from side to side. There was no steadiness.
I was get off my mouth.
Children are riding him like this. Like, this is terrifying.
Well, I want to back it up because I think you brought up a very important point here, and
that's
something I completely agree with.
I lost it.
A lot of times, right, we're the problem. So if we focus on our bodies and our aids at the walk, it becomes strengthening and muscle memory for us because most people lose it at the trot or at the canter, right? Like suddenly our seat is different because, right? And I think taking it back and just really focusing, especially this time of year, and focusing on the basics with that hard ground and just slow and steady work, by the time the ground is softer and it's nicer, you're going to be more comfortable at the trot and you're going to be more comfortable at the canter. So your balance isn't going to change, which means their balance isn't going to change as much.
Yeah. And one thing that I find when you're spending so much time working on your hand and your leg, you sit more upright, and nothing makes trotting easier than sitting really upright.
Yeah.
And I think you could even argue, like, look at a Western pleasure rider jogging a horse. Look, I don't know why you're going that slow. Something happened to you. I don't know what you're doing. But
no
look
judgment.
I'm judging.
But she's judging.
I'm judging. There's no reason to go that slow. That's insane. I can't imagine what you're like on highways.
It wasn't always like that, too. Just anyway.
I know, it's so bizarre. Everything is extremes in this country. Look at dogs. But think how straight a Western pleasure rider sits in the saddle.
Yes.
And how great they can actually try.
Well, because they're using their seat bones. They're using, and their leg is still, like, I remember telling you, it was 2 winters ago now, I guess. Maybe it was 1 winter ago. Like, I finally nailed a leg. I finally nailed my leg. Like, because Ferris is one that every time you trot, you have to squeeze or kick, right? Because he's always so pokey in the ring unless he's jumping. And then it's a totally different horse. But I always felt imbalanced because I was constantly moving my leg. And then I figured it out. It just clicked. And I was like, I've got it. I'm stable. I've got this great leg underneath me. Suddenly it's like 30 years of riding have finally caught up. And, then I stopped riding. But when I got back in the saddle like a month ago, I was like, do I still have the leg? And I started trotting and I was like, oh my God, like I've got this. Like he does this thing too, tracking right, because he usually has T1 and under his left shoulder out, and like he gets a weird in his pole. He likes to turn left, like he gets like a little like slanted, and he's crooked when we're first starting. So when we track right, he does this thing where he turns his nose to the gate or the wall, and he like just starts shouldering in, like it's almost like he's spooking, but he's not. And I nailed it. Like we did it straight. I got him going. I like worked him through it. Like I was so proud of myself. And so like I was like, okay, let's just focus back on the basics. Like I know what I got to work on. But I'm not brave enough to do Bitless in the winter because he is in dragon mode right now. He's very forward in the winter.
It's so cold there.
He likes to go fast because he doesn't sweat. So
exactly.
It feels good for him with the breeze and everything. Like he gets a little silly. So, and it's me. It's not him because he's never done anything wrong. Not really. So I know that. Like Bitless, I think in a lot of ways is a way to build confidence in you and your horse's communication, but mostly us because we're usually the problem.
Yes. Yeah, they're like, I'm rapping off you here, guys. Like,
he's like, you're finally asking the right way.
Yeah, or you're finally not doing something that makes me react in a ridiculous manner that then makes you crazy. Congratulations.
Yeah, I mean,
You're
God,
riding.
I know I have triggers. Anybody who's ever met my pony knows my pony has triggers, but they have personalities. Then, and it's just funny. So, like the one thing I've always known was, okay, well, as long as I don't grab his mouth, we're good.
Yeah,
but when we're in Bitless, I have to actually use a little bit more when we're going faster because he needs me to balance him because of his EPM. So that's why when we go faster, I use the bit. It's not because I'm afraid he's going to run away with me. It's because we both need the little help.
Yeah.
Right.
Ben is very similar, right? Because he has a very heavy forehand and he's a little long backed for his shape. And so when he canters, he tips forward. That's his natural shape.
Oh yeah. Delight used to do that.
Yeah. And so, it's extreme. It takes a lot of work and fitness for him to sit back on his hind end. And that's not something you can do without a little help.
He needs you. Yeah. And he needs you to sit back and a little bit more on his hind end and like lift.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, that makes perfect sense.
And so we're always in this liminal space where it's like, I have time to ride. I don't have time to ride. We have, it just back and forth. So, we don't really get there. And so it's more like, well, let's do a half circle at the canter and we'll be like, yay, we cantered, because neither of us are fit enough to get anything really properly done.
Sometimes it feels like we're on a hamster wheel, like we're never really going forward.
I look at the weather and I look at my schedule and I go, oh God. And sometimes there's just mood. And if I really am not feeling it, I don't do it because it's not my job. You know what I mean?
Well, also, and I've been thinking more and more about this, and I think this is why, like, I've come to the realization through personal growth or whatever, that like a lot of my timidity, my anxiousness wasn't having to do with horses. It was bleeding from my everyday life where I was always in this fight, freeze mode.
Yeah.
And I was bringing that with me and then I couldn't reset. Like I couldn't, and so, as you know, horses mirror us. So I've been realizing that like, it's really my central nervous system that needs to be settled. And so if I'm feeling anxious already, or I'm feeling stressed, or I'm running late, like I don't want to bring that energy to the barn. I'll groom my horse, we'll play. The other day I showed up to work on a couple of horses at my barn and my horses were out. I felt lazy. I was like, it's cold AF. I'm not going to bring them in. Just to groom them, like I'm gonna go in the field with them, and we just had a little cuddle time. We had some chilling time. We were scratching each other, like it was really cute. But I was like, if I'm just not feeling it, and that's okay, because if I forced it, they would know.
Yeah, I definitely carry a ton of anxiety around with me all of the time.
No,
Did I tell you I wrote down my dreams sort of like every morning for about a month, maybe a couple of weeks. I worked really hard to like, okay, here's the highlights of the stream. Go write it down. Think about it. And I came out on the other side like, woof, I'm anxious. Like that's all my whole takeaway from these streams was like, I am an extraordinarily anxious person. Wow, very scary. But you know, what I end up doing is I listen to a really pointless podcast. Like I have so many very silly podcasts by comedians on my phone at any given time. And I go out and I hack or I, clean up manure or whatever.
Yes.
And I listen to that. Just, I can think while a podcast is going, but I don't have to just let my worry brain run wild while my hands are busy. And that helps me. Like, I'll go outside at night, like, I gotta listen to a podcast. Because the day
That's your coping mechanism.
Yeah, the day has just, like, squashed me so much. I gotta listen to something and think. I'll listen to, like, a podcast about Disney Cruise Line. And just people recounting, what it was like on their cruise and what they ate. And I'll listen to that and be like, okay.
Well, there's a reason. I mean, there's a reason for so long with Jason's house that I had the TV on in the background and then I was doing like Sudoku or Candy Crush or whatever. Like, I needed to keep my brain busy and numb because of all the tension, right?
Yes.
All the stuff, internal and external. And it's funny because I don't watch a lot of TV in my new house. Like on the weekend, if I have a Sunday, I might turn on like and do like a movie marathon or like I caught up on the people you meet on vacation. Like that was super cute. But I don't sit there and just binge watch. It's not always on. Like it's been off since my kids left, on Sunday or I don't even know what date it is. But so I find that I'm not like needing to fill the house with noise or background noise. And I'm starting to sit in my feelings and just be in the moment. And I think that that's going to be what brings me back to the barn stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
I think being alone is so good for that. Like, not to be alone, like, I have an hour, what do I do? But to just be with yourself for an extended period of time as you go about your chores. Like, I'm making a cup of tea or I'm making the bed or, whatever. And just be like, okay, I'm just myself right now.
And every day I wake up my house, right? So I have this cute little cottage. And every morning when I get up, I have this little routine where I open the blinds, I turn off the hall light or whatever. And I go and I open everything up and I prepare it for the day. And it just kind of a little routine. It takes 3 seconds. And at night I do the same. Like I close down the house for good night, and I just close the blinds. I turn off the lights. I maybe listen to some music in my bedroom while I'm reading. And I have like this nice little routine. And I'll tell you right now, I don't think that I would ever live with someone ever again because I'm absolutely enjoying this so much.
Your house is like the perfect size.
Yeah.
And it is decorated so beautifully and so sweet.
Thank you.
And I can imagine puttering around that house alone and being perfectly content forever. It is a perfect little spinster cottage.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
It really is. And once I close, I'll actually like put up photos and things like that. And but it's funny because I have just insert a little gossip here. I'm going to refer to them as my brother and sister because they were my in-laws, but they've been my brother and sister for over 20 years. So I'm just going to, I'm keeping them. So they came over on Saturday night for game night and to like hang out because I haven't been to the new house yet. And this is Jason's brother and sister-in-law. And we're really close and we always have been. They came over and I heard a little tidbit.
Oh.
My sister is very neurodivergent and she has zero filter and she's very North Jersey. Like, do that with what you will. And she goes, Heather, I'm going to tell you right now, Jay's going to be married and divorced twice the next 3 years. And I said, I don't want to know. I said, that's not shocking. But then she said something. She goes, I told him that he can't move in any of these girls into the house until the kids move out and go to college.
Yeah.
We haven't even been divorced 6 months, and he's already at the point where he's talking about prenups, apparently.
What?
I died laughing. I was like, this man is ridiculous. He's taking
my God.
the divorcee playbook, and he's just doing every single thing they tell you not to do.
Oh my goodness. A housekeeper would be so much cheaper.
Well, and he has one. And it's so funny. I'm sitting here going like the complete opposite. Like, yeah, I don't think I want a man here. Like, I purposely got a smaller bed. I purposely have a small space. There's a lot of pink. There's a lot of pink in my house. And so
the fluffiness of your bedroom.
Oh, I know.
I'm beyond envious of that bedroom.
Just wait until I get it painted and have like the true like romantic Victorian vibe that I want.
Oh my god.
It's gonna be I'll when it's done, I will post a photo. But yeah, like it's just cozy and romantic and luxurious and then I go into his house and like it's just so austere and like dark and it's just bachelory. And I'm just sitting there and I'm going, like I like where I'm at. I like where I'm at. I feel good about it.
Yeah.
Like I don't see the need to change anything by bringing in some male energy into my home. Good.
I think I understand that completely. I'm really fortunate that I basically have a nice wife of my own. So.
Yeah, well, he is your actual soulmate. Like he is the other half to you.
Yeah.
So that's the only time I would probably make that exception is like if I met my true love and it was like something extraordinary. But yeah, I don't see me settling for anything less than that.
No, I wouldn't.
No.
I absolutely would not.
No.
Not in my space, but you better be my other half or just get away from me because
like unless you're gonna provide me with the library of my dreams and like a but you know what? You want to live with me? Bet. Buy a house down the street and we'll do sleepovers. Okay?
That's a great idea.
I think so. Have your own space, bud.
I've heard of that. That's one of those things that you'll read about like in a New Yorker article. It'll be like, oh yeah, my idol down the street, her name was Simone and she smoked French cigarettes and she and her lover lived in the same building for 50 years but never in the same apartment and like they were 100%. So happy. Yeah.
But they actually have a saying for that. It's called living apart together. So they're together, they're monogamous, some people are even married, but they do not live in the same home. Now, I know people are weird about the idea of like sharing a bedroom and not sharing a bedroom and you're basically divorced. I think that's how you keep marriages. It's by not sharing space.
I don't think you're wrong because people want different things. People want different things, and some people, I'm a light sleeper, for example. I'm not above going out and sleeping on the couch if I need to because I'm just like it's just bed's not working for me. And, luckily nobody gets offended by that or like, oh, you don't want to sleep in the same bed with me. Like, no, it's like, oh, could you not sleep? No, I couldn't sleep. It's no big deal. I just went and slept on the couch. My neck feels a little weird. It's fine.
I'll be okay.
But if a person can't live with something like that, it's like, what are we doing? What are we doing here?
Well, yeah, and I think, and not to make this not about horses, but I think this has a lot to say with like me building my confidence and asking for what I want, right? Yeah. Like if I can do that in my life, then of course that's going to translate to the saddle, right? Like, 100%. Okay, these are my boundaries. This is what I'm comfortable with. This is what I'm not comfortable with. And I'm going to just sit in that, and it's okay if it doesn't work for everybody else. Right?
Horses teach us a lot about boundaries, right?
Yeah, they do.
They make that face, and you're like, hey.
They have such great boundaries. I am blessed with what I do. Like I get to, like yesterday, I met so many different horses, right? They're all regulars, and they're all so different, and you communicate with them each, and it's just like, they're hilarious. Like they have their own personalities. They tell you what they like, what they don't like, and you really learn to listen and to just be like, okay, I'm not going to take that personally. There was one horse, you'll appreciate this. She's never done this before. So this is a really nice horse, dressage. And I worked on her whole body and she was just tense overall. I don't think she likes winter. I don't think she likes the cold. She was just holding herself really tight. And I did her whole body and she had some normal patterning. And then as I was talking to the owner and showing her something, the horse tried to strike me. Very out of character. Very out of character for her. Like she's always been sensitive, but like I was running my hand down her leg and explaining something and she literally went to strike. And I was like, that's interesting. So obviously I step back. I'm checking the horse. I'm understanding like, okay, she's defensive of that area. So I start running my hand down her back. I go to her hip on the same side and she does that circle kick, where she's like under her belly, just giving you that warning. And I said, okay, I'm close. We're playing hot and cold here. Like, so,
yeah.
Right? So like clearly the hock joint is sensitive, but I think it's coming from the hip. So I start working on it, and the owner's like, I'm so sorry, get away. I don't want her to kick you. I was like, no. This is fine.
It's your job.
This is literally what I do.
Yeah.
And so I'm listening to the horse and I'm going at her pace. And then when she relaxes, I was able to get something more that I hadn't gotten before. And then I'm running my hand down her leg and I'm showing the owner, like, see, it's gone. Okay. But if this continues to happen and you notice that she's sensitive here, whatever, it's time to get the chiropractor out. Like, there might be some nerve pain. Like, let's just have her checked. And that would be the next step. Right. And she was so apologetic. And I'm like, you can't apologize. Mares will tell you, right? They like you to ask them. And I think we should all take mare energy into 2026, right? It is the fire horse year. It's a chestnut mare. I think we should ask instead of telling. And I think it's okay for other people, like for us, to tell people what our boundaries are and be unapologetic, like this mare.
You're so right. I went to a clinic with Kathy Barr last week, who does natural horsemanship, and it was at Tick and Sinead Maynard's place, and Tick had a lovely mare in the ring, just the cutest mare. One time my stomach rumbled and she looked at me. I was like, so sorry. This is my lunchtime.
You offended her.
When they were just doing groundwork in the ring, and they finished up, and then Kathy says to Tick, do you want to teach this one to lay down? Because I guess, I don't know, that's like Tick's thing. Likes to teach horses to lie down. It's so funny. He did it with I went to see a Shauna Carriage clinic at his place last year or the year before.
Yeah.
And he had taught one of his horses to lay down. And I don't know. I'm to ask him why. I don't know why he does this. But it's adorable because he like uses a stick and sort of taps the places where the horse breaks down into going on the ground. So if the foreleg, he'll tap with the stick and, until they lift the foreleg, and then sort of tap the belly until they lower. It's really interesting. But he said, I don't know if I can teach her using like a rope to indicate where to move, because you had suggested before that mares would be offended by the rope. And that they have to want to do every move on their own. And she was like, yes, I do believe this mare would be very offended if you put a rope on her. And so they were looking and they were trying to decide where to tap to get her to lift her foreleg. And she said, usually with a gelding, I would tap behind the knee because geldings nip at each other's knees, to make them buckle. She's like, but if a mare or if a gelding were to do that to a mare, she would kill him.
Yeah.
So clearly that's not going to work. And it was just really great to watch them try to figure out how not to offend this mare,
And that's the energy I'm bringing. I kid you not. And I think
she was a scientific case. They were like, everybody stand back. This mare could go off at any second. And that's what you are.
And it's so funny, too, because Monday I had a barrel racing bar, and I work with a lot of barrel racers. They're getting started for the season, right? They're prepping for March. And all of the horses but one was a mare. Because, and I'm going to die on this hill, performance horses, like when you're looking at a horse that is doing like a timed event or chasing cows. And I noticed this when I was at AHP last year in not Fort Worth. We went out to like Weatherford, Texas to see the Rainers and stuff. When these mares lock on, they want it. They will make sure it happens. And I will tell you, geldings are like, they can be athletic and they can be fun and they can like their jobs. But there is nothing like a mare that locks on to her purpose. And I love mares. Like, I wouldn't want to own one necessarily because I think I'm done with horse ownership after these. But
I don't think so, but we'll see.
We'll see. I got to save some money somewhere. But I respect a mare. I mean, mares have so much to teach us.
I think you see it in every discipline. I know it would be very indicative in like a cow horse situation where the horse takes charge. But you look at jumpers, something that requires sheer aggression. You see a lot of big time mares and jumpers. Yeah, they're just like, I'm going to destroy this jump. I'm going to destroy everyone in my vicinity.
It's mine. Like I just
great race mares,
feminine energy.
Yeah.
just coming through. Like, I think we need to embrace our chestnut mare vibes a little bit.
Okay. All right. So, theme for 2026, chestnut mare vibes.
I think so. I mean, it's already
I'm
the
fairly
year of
certain
the
I have a
fire
hat
horse.
that says that.
Really?
Yeah, I bought it from Ride IQ like last year.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, I do.
I think that's the vibe. So let's
Mhm.
do adulting with wins because I
Okay.
actually have to go to work.
Oh no, I probably should too, honestly.
Eh. I mean, I'm so tired from yesterday. It's a light day, but at the same time, I'm just like, my hands
gotta
are tired.
go poke horses.
So no, today's dogs. So
Today's
it's a
dogs.
little easier. Yeah. Well, I have horses
Climate
later.
controlled anyway.
Yes. So I think I have 6 animals today. So it's a light day for me.
That's not too bad.
Not
You can
too
poke
bad.
6 dogs. Yeah.
Exactly.
Adulting wins.
Yeah, you got to have one, right?
I gotta have one. It's been I mean if we wanted to go really plain Jane, I did get my checkup from when I had my oral surgery last year.
Oh, how'd that go?
100% fine.
Amazing.
I know. I was there for 10 minutes. And I was just like really excited because I kind of thought last year whenever it was all going down, it was a little dire looking. And I thought, oh no, this is going to be my thing. Like, I'm going to have a mouth thing now. Everything's going to be like, oh, I got to deal with this mouth thing. And it turns out, no, it's not a thing. So I don't have my thing yet, which is great. I'm going to be 45 this year and I don't have my thing yet. So I'm trucking.
That's awesome.
And then I went to Tijuana Flats, which is this like Orlando-based taco chain, and we used to go there all the time, constantly, like from the time in fact, I used to go there when I was in college. That was like we would break between like our 2 newsroom things. We would be like, let's run to Tijuana Flats and try to get back before the next class, and we never would get back. We'd always get in trouble. And this was like my tiny college memory, and I just felt really like we never go there anymore, and we were eating there, and I was like, I feel like I'm back in Orlando, and I feel really chipper and cheerful because I never really adapted to Gainesville. It was really fun. And then I bought a book by a girl that I met in the debut authors Discord that we have. Like, her book came out yesterday. It's called Into the Midnight Wood, and I went and I bought that. It's such a sweet, sweet romance, and I just really love it. So yeah, it was lots of good things happened once I figured out it wasn't my mouth thing. And then I wrote Ben.
Day.
I came home and wrote Ben.
It's a great day.
It was a great day. Yeah.
That is a great day. I mean, I already told you about the cruise and the mortgage rate, which is very exciting. Those are adulting things.
Those are serious adulting wins.
But
a mortgage rate.
Right. I mean, and I've never done it before, so he's holding my hand through this whole thing. My broker's rate. But so I'm getting ready for Westminster, and it's the biggest dog show in the United States, in my opinion. It is the elite, right? It's the Olympics of dog shows. And I have booked 4 days in New York City.
Okay.
In Midtown. And I am looking for, I'm meeting up with friends on Sunday night. I'm meeting up with different friends on Monday night. I'm probably going to hit up the zoo because I used to volunteer there. And I actually just found my brochure. I was going through memory boxes and putting together photo albums. I should have brought it over for this. I found the brochure of me on the cover of the Wildlife Conservation Society next to my favorite polar bear, Ida, talking to kids.
I need to see that.
It's
for sure.
So great.
Yes.
And that was such a big part of my life, pre-marriage and kids and everything, like before I got back into horses. I was a polar bear girl. Like, I was the one who was walking around doing the sea lion feedings and the penguin feedings and talking about it on a microphone and really getting over my stage fright. And I tell my kids, I was like, I was on the brochure of this like major thing. And they're like, no, you weren't. I found a copy. Okay.
That's so fun.
It's not pretty. It's not flattering. But like, I was walking outside for 8 hours a day, with 600,000 people. So like,
I love that we worked in the same place. It's just so random.
And we never ran into each other.
I don't think it was anywhere near the same time period.
No, maybe.
It wasn't.
It's funny though, because my kids are like, how do you always meet so many celebrities? Like high level And I said, I worked at the Central Park Zoo. Like, the amount of celebrities that asked me for gummy bears or asked about the bats or like, I was like, I could write a story, which I won't because I believe in, privacy. But I was like, celebrities don't do anything for me. Like, I got asked for gummy bears from XYZ because our kid was freaking out. Like, We're fine. So yeah, so I'm excited for that coming up. And I'm also excited because this weekend is going to be a kids-free weekend.
Oh my goodness.
I know. And I don't have anything planned. So the future is open. Like I might do nothing. I might put on a pretty dress and go to dinner by myself.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. I mean, I might listen to some music. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. And I love that for me.
That's a win. Big time.
It's a win. It is a win. So
very cool.
I'm very excited. So yeah, so like from Friday to Tuesday, I'm kidless, which I miss them. So don't get me wrong, but I'm really good about being by myself. And so maybe I'll get some writing done. Maybe I'll, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. It's going to be, maybe I'll go to the barn.
I would dedicate like Saturday evening. I would order a pizza and just write and just eat the entire pizza over the course of like 6 hours.
Yeah. Well, and I'm obsessed with the hot honey pizza in this like local pub. It's so good. It's a bar pie, so it's nice and thin crust, and then it's got like the fresh mozzarella with the pepperoni and the hot honey.
Yeah.
If you never have had it, try it. It is so good. All right, so now I'm hungry.
Yeah.
And I have to go to work, so I might have to hit up that pub for lunch in a minute because now I'm thinking about it.
You just run and grab an early pizza.
Well, the nice thing is I have like a couple of dogs, and then I have a break because I have to go get my kids from school today. And then I take Zoe to her riding lesson, and I usually work on horses at the barn while I'm at my riding lesson.
Yeah.
So, or her riding lesson, I should say.
Yeah.
And so, like, I have like maybe an hour and a half after dogs that I can eat a pizza.
Okay. Any day you can eat a pizza is a good day.
That's right. And I showered, so like winning. It's so sad, but that's where the bar is. Like, I showered and I'm going to eat pizza. It's a freaking great day.
I mean, I think it's great that we figured that out. It took all this time to figure out that was the bar. Yeah. Like, oh, if I could just like get a good shower and eat a pizza, then I can't improve on that. I can't, like, having a private jet would not improve on that. Like, being on a yacht would not improve on that.
Does
having
a
a nice
pizza?
shower
and is it good?
Is good.
Okay. Like, I joke around. I'm a high maintenance, low maintenance person, right? Like, I like the simple things in life, but you're right. I don't do plastic surgery. I don't buy jewelry. Like, I'm a horse girl who likes the simple things. So I'm very high maintenance, but it looks like I'm low maintenance, right? But I know how to feed my needs. So like, I don't need any man to do that for me. Yeah, I think that sounds really like a great day. And then I'm going to watch The Traitors with my daughter.
Oh,
yeah,
that's nice.
We got to catch up, and I don't watch it without her.
Yeah.
So we're trying to avoid spoilers on the internet and things like that. But when she's with her dad, she's like, "You better not watch it."
I think when Calvin comes back for his birthday, I'm going to be like, we need to sit down and rewatch What We Do in the Shadows. That's like a family show for us.
Great. That's great. I never got through all of the seasons, but
we didn't watch the last season.
Yeah,
because he wasn't around.
Oh,
I know. And now we just started over again.
Well, obviously, just like The Office or Parks and Rec, like you have to start from the beginning to get the real feel.
And this has Matt Berry. Oh.
Well, I know what we're going to be doing for the weekend, so that's great. And one shout out, actually, this should have been my adulting win. I'm so sorry. I'm an idiot. I pulled the trigger. And I did, like, a metaphorical trigger. And I did the bonus episode for and it's called The Realities of Being an Equine Massage Therapist. And it's just like a real raw and honest take on, like, because I get asked so many times about how to do what I do.
Yeah.
And so it was just about the logistics of it and, like, learning and things like that. But there was a lot of, like, pros and cons. So I'm proud of myself because I needed to get that out there and just, like, break the seal so I can get going on, like, the good stuff.
That's awesome.
I'm proud of myself. It's a lot harder to record a podcast by myself than it is with you.
Yeah, I know. That's why I always have ideas about things I'd like to do, and then I don't do them because I'm like, who's going to listen to just me? And is it going to be really scripty and stuff like that? But I think people do all the time. It's just, it's not our personal taste.
Right.
So if it feels like, that's a huge mistake, right? You should never do things for the public because of your taste. Or never not do things, I should say, because of your taste. But yeah, people like it. And people want to know. They want to know what your story is. Oh. Yeah, if we had more time, I could interview you and make it interesting. But
no, that's okay. Time. I mean, you haven't even listened to it, nor would I expect you to. Go listen to it.
I'm going to. It's just that I mostly listen to mindless things.
Well, this is actually so. I'll be honest. This is a bit of a sassy take. So, some are going to be more educational. Some will be, there'll be stories, but it's supposed to be informative and still get a little bit of my personality because I have a lot of opinions and I don't always agree with a lot of my other colleagues, let's just call them. And so I always say, this is my opinion or whatever. So, I hope my sassiness it is authentic, but I hope it comes through without being an asshole. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. I try to avoid having public opinions because I usually don't agree with anybody either. Right. And yeah, I don't want to come off like an ass, but it's just, this is the lens through which I see the world, and it's kind of an ass lens.
Well, and is it being an asshole, or is it just I don't agree with 99% of other people?
Rigorously practical,
right?
And I don't like metaphors, and it's just a very leaning towards autistic view of the world.
Well, and it's and it's again, I always say it's just my opinion. So anyway, I pushed that button to publish it. I was a little scared. Haven't heard any hate mail. So far, so good. Also haven't promoted it at all. So,
that's true.
I will be doing that because, this is a little different for me and it's always a little scary to do something different. So
I'm proud of you for going out there and doing it.
Thank you.
Maybe I'll throw something up. I'll be like, here, put this on the feed. Don't edit it or anything. Just put it on the feed and you'll be like, oh.
I'm all for that. I mean,
I know.
What's our podcast for except for us being ourselves, right?
Yeah.
You either love us or you don't, and that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, if you've spent this hour with us thus far, which I can't believe we've hit an hour or so, just insane. Bless you, because it's really been all over the place.
Yeah, this one has been. Next time, maybe. Well, I can't promise we'll be better.
No,
honestly.
They've been with us this long. It'll be fine.
But thank you, everybody who did stick it out. We appreciate you.
Yeah, you guys.
We love you.